Before our president came in, everybody knew that the major reasons why we were having financial problems, we'll be having it before he came in, is the fact that a lot of money was being spent to import petrol. How can we be importing petrol where we have this in abundance here? We spent billions of naira on our refineries. They didn't work. So we can be able to keep on importing. That's why when the president came in, the very first day he came, he said, this money they spend in importing petrol, he says he cancelled it. And we were all rejoicing. Hey, thank God. But some people were angry. Those who were making money from importing petrol. And they decided, okay, we will create a problem. And all of a sudden, Naira began to go down fast. I cried to my people, let us pray. Thank God some people joined me in praying. Because the way Naira was going then, if God has not intervened, by now $1 will be about 10,000 Naira. But God stepped in.
This video of our Reverend Pa Adeboye trended online yesterday and it generated a lot of reactions. Remember, lately there have been debates about how religious folks in this country depend more on prayer rather than productivity. Mr. Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, has come under intense criticism when he said that politics and religion are the two most productive ventures in this country. Peter Obi has said that when given the opportunity, he wants to change night vigil to night shift. And this has not gone down well with some religious leaders who completely took his message out of context. They focus their message on the part that Mr. Peter Obi is attacking the church. Mr. Peter Obi is not attacking the church. The reason why most of them are angry is because they see Mr. Peter Obi as a threat to their business. Now, many of the headlines yesterday carried the message of Pa Adeboye that it was his prayer that stopped the Naira from hitting $10,000. And many people focused on that headline and they reacted based on the fact that Adeboye said it was his prayer that stopped the Naira from hitting $10,000. Maybe their reaction is based on what has been happening lately about Nigerians depending heavily on prayers for everything they need. But they completely miss a deceptive part of that video, which is what I want to talk about. First of all, I believe in the proficiency of prayer. I'm a Christian and I pray, but my prayer is directed to what I know I cannot do for myself. Anything I can do for myself, I do it and I don't bother God to do it for me. I only direct my prayer to what I know it is only God that can do it for me. In his attempt to show the effectiveness of his prayer, Pa Adeboye completely misled gullible Nigerians on who is responsible for the problem in this country. He made excuses for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, trying to exonerate him from the problem we are facing in this country. Number one excuses he made for Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the fact that Bola Ahmed Tinubu met problems in this country which did not start under Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration. Of course, the problem we have in this country is a spiral effect of the cumulative years of leadership failure we've experienced in this country. But Bola Ahmed Tinubu has contributed hugely to the problem we are experiencing in this country. Trying to exonerate him from the problem in this country is simply misleading and disingenuous. Number two excuse he tried to make for Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the fact that Bola Ahmed Tinubu wanted to solve the problem in this country by removing fuel subsidy. This is misleading and deceptive. Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not remove the fuel subsidy because he wanted to solve a problem or because he loved Nigeria. He simply removed the fuel subsidy because of his own personal and selfish reason. This same Bola Ahmed Tinubu was strongly against the removal of fuel subsidy in 2012 when Goodluck Ebele Jonathan removed the fuel subsidy. They used it to campaign against him. So coming today to tell us that it was because of the love he has for Nigeria, it was because he wanted to solve a problem in this country that made him to remove the fuel subsidy is misleading and deceptive. Another excuse he made for Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the fact that the reason why the Naira started to rise was because Bola Ahmed Tinubu removed the fuel subsidy and oil marketers were angry with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They started to sabotage his government by making the Naira to rise. This is another misleading and deceptive excuse for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The Naira did not rise because oil subsidy was removed. The oil marketers did not manipulate the Naira. The Naira rose and is continued rising because of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's bad administration and poor governmental policies. We will talk about the reason why we are experiencing a weak currency under Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But let us face what Pa Adeboye is trying to do for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And we need to correct this outrightly. You need to understand that religion is one of the most productive ventures in this country. And many people, they don't believe in God. They believe in their religious leaders. They believe in their Daddy Gio. Whatever that their Daddy Gio says is what they will do. What Pa Adeboye said about the Naira is wrong, and many gully people out there will believe him. They will not see Bola Ahmed Tinubu as someone that is trying to fix the country. They will not see Bola Ahmed Tinubu as someone that loves Nigeria. They will not see Bola Ahmed Tinubu as someone that wants to solve the problem in this country, rather than seeing him as the architect of our problem. And in doing this, 2027, this person, numbering millions of them, will go to the pool and they will still vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They will vote for him because they've heard from the mouth of their Daddy Gio that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not the cause of our problem. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is 100% responsible for the problem we are facing in Nigeria today, and anyone that doesn't want to say it as it is should completely be silent. Religious leaders are given power to change circumstances in the society. When there was famine in the land, Elijah did not go about making excuses for the king. He simply called out the king ineffectiveness and told the king what is going to happen to him. We are not going to keep quiet and allow someone whitewash Bola Ahmed Tinubu from the problem we are experiencing in this country today. In 16 years in Tinubu administration, the Naira has experienced a 277% rise. This is scandalous. This is unprecedented and has never been seen in this country before. The first thing Tinubu did when he came into power was to unify the exchange rate. The unification of the exchange rate led to massive demand of the dollar and low supply of the Naira. Before now, previous government has tried to keep the Naira stable by controlling its exchange rate, even though there wasn't enough dollars to meet everyone's need. In every supply of the dollar, there was also a corresponding supply of the Naira. There was more use of the Naira than the use of the dollar in Nigeria. Many business people wanted to buy more dollar, but they couldn't because it was restricted. When Bola Ahmed Tinubu removed that restriction and unified the exchange rate, it led to spike and massive demands of the dollars against the Naira. The massive demand for dollar was what made the value of the Naira to drop significantly. It was not the oil marketers that did this, it was the policy of Bola Ahmed Tinubu that contributed to this drop in the value of the Naira. The removal of the fuel subsidy also led to the drop in the value of the Naira, but it was not because of the oil marketers. They did not manipulate it. Now, this is how oil subsidy contributed to the drop in the value of Naira. When the fuel subsidy was removed, it led to the higher price of the fuel. This triggered inflation, and inflation reduced the purchasing power of Nigerians. Many Nigerians made use of Naira. If the purchasing power of the people is being reduced, it will lead to a reduction in the use of Naira. And again, many businesses face rising operational costs. This reduced competitiveness and it prompted greater reliance on imported goods. When you import goods into the country, you don't import them with Naira, you import them with dollars. So this was how the fuel subsidy removal contributed to the drop in value in the Naira, not the oil marketers. Bola Ahmed Tinubu's election as president came with a lot of controversies and it created a lot of political instability, coupled with the inflation. Almost 16 foreign companies have left the shore of this country ever since Bola Ahmed Tinubu became the president. This means that foreign investors do not have confidence in the Nigerian market. And when you don't attract foreign direct investment in your country, it's going to affect your currency. The oil marketers are not responsible for this. Bola Ahmed Tinubu's poor decision making and poor policies are hugely responsible for this menace. Another reason why we have a weak currency is our over-reliance on oil exports. In as much as we may like to give Bola Ahmed Tinubu excuse for this, that this did not only start under his administration, but we cannot completely exonerate him from it because he has the opportunity to stop the over-reliance of oil exports when he became the president. Peter Obi's campaign mantra is that he wants to shift Nigeria from consumption to production. Bola Ahmed Tinubu had that opportunity, but he simply continued on the same trajectory of over-reliance on oil exports. Crude oil is Nigeria's only and major source of revenue. The worst part is that our only source of revenue attracts dollar into our country. It doesn't even attract Naira. We sell our crude oil in dollars, not in Naira. When you have your only source of revenue bringing dollar into the country, how do you expect your Naira to be strong? The worst of it is that we are not even meeting our oil production quota per day because of oil theft. One of the things that Mr. Peter Obi promised to do is to stop the oil theft. Why has Bola Ahmed Tinubu not stopped oil theft ever since he became the president? The oil marketers are not responsible for this. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is responsible for this. Another thing that has contributed hugely to the drop in value of the Naira is the high interest rate. In order to curb inflation, Nigeria's central bank has continually increased the interest rate under Bola Ahmed Tinubu from 18% they met under President Muhammadu Buhari to over 30%. The high interest rate has not solved the inflation problem. It has rather led to higher borrowing costs, and the higher borrowing costs has stifled local production, thereby leading to the stifling of economic growth. This has led to dollarize the economy. There is widespread use of dollars in local transactions, and this has signaled eroding confidence in the Naira. All these situations are the reason why we have a weak currency. It is not because of the manipulation from the oil marketers or that of Binance. If Pa Adeboye cannot openly call out Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his bad governmental policies, remember, ever since Bola Ahmed Tinubu became the president, he is yet to call out Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but he was very vocal attacking Goodluck Ebele Jonathan government. But now he has remained shy of calling out Bola Ahmed Tinubu bad administration. If he cannot do any of this, he should give us the respect we have for him and remain silent. He should focus on the pastoral work he was called to do. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.